Hello and welcome to the Louisiana Children's Trust Fund End of Year Data Collection System Training. My name is Elizabeth Winchester. I am part of the Research and Evaluation team at LSU's Social Research and Evaluation Center. Our team provides technical assistance and other evaluation services to LCTF and their grantees. Here is what you can expect today. First, I will give you a brief overview of end-of-year data collection system, provide you with the dates and deadlines, the data entry requirements, and finally demonstrate the reporting system. I will also provide some helpful resources and important contact information in case you have any questions or concerns while completing your survey. The LCTF data reporting system is web-based and designed to collect information regarding grant activities performed during your contract, which is collected at mid-year and end-of-year. The end-of-year data reporting system collects data on grant activities from July 1st through June 30th. All LCTF grant recipients must complete the end-of-year data report. The contact person for each grant will receive reminders during the reporting period to complete data entry. End-of-year data collection dates. Links to end-of-year data collection system will be sent to the grantee contacts, and the system will be available from Monday, June 17th through Friday, June 28th, 2019. If your agency has any problems entering the data by these deadlines, we will make every effort to work with you. Please contact us. End-of-year data collection requirements. It will be helpful to have your 2018-2019 LCTF grant application and contract on hand as reference as you complete data entry. Information requested in the survey include agency and contact person information, name of program or conference, protective factors, funding categories, number of participants, demographics, and specific groups served by your grant, amount of grant award, amount of award expended by June 30th, 2019, supplemental funding, in-kind support and volunteer support, goals and objectives, description of evidence-based programs, program and conference or event activities, evaluation methodology and outcomes, region and parishes served by grant activities, promotion of child abuse and neglect prevention events, barriers and challenges experienced. Now that you know about the data collection requirements, let's take a look at the end-of-year data system. When you click on the link to the reporting system, it will bring you to a welcome and introduction to the survey and ask you, do you affirm that you have authority from your agency or program to complete this report? You must be authorized by your agency to complete this report. If you are not authorized or not sure, you should not continue the survey. Next, you'll be asked for agency information. Next, please provide primary and secondary contact person information. The contact person should be a person who has a significant role in the grant, such as the program manager or coordinator. We will contact these people with any questions we have about data entered into the system. Next, please give us the name of your program or event. Please note, if your agency has more than one grant, you must submit a separate report for each one. Next, you'll be asked to select whether your grant is for a program or conference, professional development, or event. If you select a conference, professional development, or event, you will be asked what type of event: professional development training, conference, workshop, seminar, or public awareness campaign and education. If your grant is a program, you will be asked what type: direct services provided to individuals or families, workshop, seminar, public awareness campaign and education, or if none of the options applies, select other and provide an explanation in the text box. Next, you'll be asked to choose what protective factors your program or event is addressing. Select all that apply. Next, select the funding areas that apply to your program or event. This is an important question as we will ask you the number of participants based on the funding areas you choose. If you select the funding area, Teaching Children Personal Safety and Skills, you will be asked if you know the number of children your program or event has served. You must select No or Yes. If you select No, the survey will skip the demographic questions that follow. If you select Yes, you must enter the number of children served by your program or event, and demographic questions will follow. For each funding category selected, you will be asked to enter the number of participants, in this case children, by sex, the number by race, the number by age group. If you selected the funding area, Educational and Support Services by Parents, you will be asked if you know the number of parents or caregivers your program or event has served. You must select No or Yes. If you select No, the survey will skip the demographic questions that follow. If you select Yes, you must enter the number of parents or caregivers served by your program or event and will be asked the demographic questions for these parents or caregivers. If you selected the funding area, Hospital or Visitation and Support Services and Families, you will be asked if you know the number of families your program or event has served. You must select No or Yes. If you select No, you don't know the number of families, the survey will skip the questions that follow. If you select Yes, you must enter the number of families served by your program or event. If you have entered the number of families served by your program or event, the survey will ask how many children were served. If known, please enter the number of children. If the number of children are not known, the survey will skip the demographics questions. Once entered the number of children served by your program or event, you will be asked to enter the number of children by demographics questions. Next, you will be asked for the number of parents or caregivers served by your program or event, if known. If not known, the survey will skip the demographics questions. If known, you will be asked to enter the number of parents or caregivers by demographics questions. If you selected the funding area, Public Awareness and Education Program for Adults, you will be asked if you know the number of adults your program or event has served. You must select No or Yes. If you select No, the survey will skip the demographic questions that follow. If you select Yes, you must enter the number served by your program or event and will be asked the demographic questions for the adults served. If you selected the funding areas, Training and Education of Professionals and Volunteers, you will be asked if you know the number of professionals and volunteers your program or event has served. You must select No or Yes. If you select No, the survey will skip the demographic questions that follow. If you select Yes, you must enter the number served by your program or event and will be asked the demographic questions for those served. Next, enter the number of individuals served in each of these specific populations if served and known. Next, indicate whether your program or event served the number of participants you proposed in your grant application. If the number is different from what was proposed, what were the circumstances for these differences? Please specify the exact amount of your LCTF grant award and amount expended. Remember to write only numeric values and do not use dollar signs and do not abbreviate thousands. Provide the name and amount of funding from sources other than LCTF and describe any in-kind support received, if any. Enter the total number of volunteers used to support your program or event, if any. List the goals or objectives of your program or event as described in your grant application. If you have a program, you will be asked whether you used an evidence-based program. You must select Yes or No. If you have selected Yes, please name the model you used. From the drop-down list, identify the level of evidence for your model. Also, please specify from what source you have identified the level of evidence for your model. For example, the What Works Clearinghouse or the Blueprints Clearinghouse may be the source of evidence you have used for identifying your model's level of evidence. LCTF would like to report to CBCAP how much of its funding is being used for each level of evidence. Next, have you made any modification to your proposed model or intervention? Many evidence-based models have a curriculum that needs to be followed, which makes them evidence-based. Minor changes can be made and the expected impacts can still be assured, but major changes to the curriculum may not yield the same results. If you have made modifications to your model, please explain. If your grant is a program, you will be asked if the staff was trained in the model before implementation, if additional trainings were held for staff during intervention. If your grant is a conference or event, you will be asked to describe any changes or modifications made to the conference as proposed to LCTF. If your grant is a program, please select any activities or services offered by your program. If your grant is a conference, describe the activities offered by your conference in the text fields. Select any barriers that were experienced during implementation of your grant and describe steps that were taken to resolve these challenges. Was your program or event evaluated? Yes or no? If you selected yes, you will be asked a series of questions regarding performance measures, evaluation methods, data gathering methods, and impacts for your program or event. First, please enter performance measures used to evaluate your program or event. Next, for each performance measure, select the type of data gathered, then the type of data gathering method, and finally, describe the outcome or impact your program or event activities had on your performance measure. If there is any additional information about the impact of your child abuse neglect prevention that has not already been shared, please enter it in this text box. Select any events or activities that your agency participated in to promote child abuse and neglect prevention during this grant year. Describe any additional activities to promote child abuse and neglect prevention that has not already been described. Next, you'll be asked if your program or event is offered statewide. If yes, the survey will move to the next subject area or area of questions. If you selected no, select the regions of the state your grant serves. For each region, you will be asked to select the parishes that are served. Check all that apply. Please use this additional space to share any additional information about your grant that you would like SHREC to know. If you do not receive this message, then your report has not been submitted. Please continue with the survey until you receive this message. Information will be saved automatically as you enter data. You can stop, take a break, and return to the survey using the same machine and browser without losing data. Once the report is submitted, you will be directed to the web page below. Once you have successfully submitted your report, you cannot get back into the system to make any changes to your responses. The LCTF end-of-year data link will be live and the reporting system will be available from June 17th through June 28th, 2019. The link will be emailed to the contact person for your agency. A link to the LCTF end-of-year user guide is provided in the introduction in the end-of-year survey. If you have any questions about completing this report, please contact us for assistance. We are LSU SHREC and can be reached by phone at 225-578-4838 or email at lctf_srec@lsu.edu. We hope that this end-of-year data collection training has been helpful and that you will find the guidelines helpful as well. Feel free to refer to this training as often as you need during your data entry. Thank you for your time.